Hello everyone, I'm Priyanka Bish from Arden Progressive School. Today in this session, we'll be solving a full-fledged question of final accounts which includes trading account, P&L account and balance sheet. As in the previous session, we have discussed about the balance sheet, question based on balance sheet. So today, we'll be solving the full-fledged question of final accounts. Question is, from the following balances, prepare a trading, P&L account and balance sheet. So we have been given the items which will be recorded in trading, P&L and balance sheet. First item is carriage on goods purchased amounting to rupees 8,000. Then carriage on goods sold 3,500. Manufacturing expenses 42,000. Advertisement rupees 7,000. Freight 9,600. Lightning amounting to rupees 6,000. Customers account 80,000. Suppliers account 61,000. Postage amounting to rupees 800. Fire insurance premium 3,600. Patents 12,000. Income tax 24,000. Office expenses 7,200. Then cash in hand amounting to rupees 2,500. Bankers account credit balance 30,000. Motor car 60,000. Drawings 8,000. Audit fees 2,700. Plant amounting to rupees 1,53,900. Repairs to plant 2,200. Stock at the end, which is considered as closing stock, amounting to rupees 76,000. Purchases less returns rupees 1,60,000. Commission on purchases 2,000. Incidental trade expenses 3,200. Investments 30,000. Interest on investment 4,500. Capital account rupees 1 lakh. Sales less returns 5,20,000. Rent 12,000. Discount paid rupees 2,700. Discount on purchases amounting to rupees 3,400. So from the following information, we have to prepare trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. So first we will prepare trading account. Format of trading account is particulars amount of debit side, particulars amount of credit side. So here, as we know, in trading account we record all the expenses which is related to goods, manufacturing of goods, purchasing and selling of goods. So we have been given purchases less return. So purchases is always recorded on debit side because it is a direct expense. So first item will be to purchases account. We have given the net purchases, that means purchases return has been deducted from purchases and the amount is 1,60,000. Then next is commission on purchases. So whatever expenses which is related to purchase of goods, it will be considered as direct expenses. So we will write here to commission on purchases. Amount is rupees 2,000. Then comes carriage on goods purchased. So here also the carriage is paid on goods purchased. Carriage means when the goods are transferred from the place of manufacturing to the place of purchases or sale. So we will write here to carriage on goods purchased. Carriage charges is treated as direct expenses. Amount is rupees 8,000. After this, manufacturing expenses has been given. So manufacturing expenses are considered as direct expenses. We will record it on debit side to manufacturing expenses. Amount is 42,000. After this, freight charges has been given. Freight charges is amounted to rupees 9,600. So we'll write here to freight charges 9,600. Next, there is no items which will be recorded on debit side of trading account. We'll go with the income of trading account. So on credit side, we record sales and closing stock. As closing stock has not been given in the question, so we will not record closing stock. Only one item will be recorded, which is sales. By sales less return. Net amount has already been given in the question. Amount is 5,20,000. So now we will see which side is having a greater value. So as we can see here, credit side is having a greater value with the amount 5,20,000. So we will record this amount total on credit side, and the same amount will be recorded on debit side also, 5,20,000. So this remains the balancing figure here. As we know, when the credit side exceeds the debit side of trading account, the balancing figure remains here is considered as gross profit. If income is exceeding the expenses, it will be treated as gross profit. So this balancing figure is gross profit, which will be transferred to P&L account. So now we will calculate the balancing figure here. Balancing figure amount will be 2,98,400. So by preparing trading account, we have calculated the gross profit amounting to rupees 2,98,400, which will be transferred to P&L account. So now we will prepare P&L account, which is known as profit and loss account. Format for preparing P&L account is same. We'll continue it with the trading account only. So as we know, we have already calculated the amount of gross profit in preparing trading account. Now we will carry forward this amount on the credit side of P&L account, because profit is an income and income is always recorded on credit side according to the rule of nominal account. So we'll write here by gross profit brought down. Amount was 2,98,400. So now we will record all the indirect expenses on debit side according to the question. So first item will be to carriage on goods sold. Carriage on purchases is recorded on debit side of trading account, because whatever goods have been purchased, it is purchased for the purpose of resale. So it is considered as direct expenses. So here we are giving carriage charges on sale of good. So after sale, the goods are considered as indirect expenses. So here we will write to carriage on goods sold. Amount is rupees 3,500. Then advertisement expenses, which is an indirect expense. Amount is rupees 7,000. After that, next expense is lighting. To lighting. Amount is rupees 6,000. Factory lighting is considered as direct expenses. It will be recorded on trading account, but only if lighting is given, it is considered that it is a indirect expense. Next is postage. Amount is rupees 800. After that, fire insurance premium, indirect expense. Fire insurance premium. Amount is 3,600. Next is office expenses. To office expenses. Amount is 7,200. Next is audit fees. Audit fees is also an indirect expense. Amount is rupees 2,700. After that, repair to plant. To repair to plant. Repair to plant or any machinery is considered as indirect expenses. Amount is 2200. Next is incidental trade expenses. So incidental trade expenses is also considered as indirect expense. Amount is 3200. Next item is rent. To rent, amount is 12,000. After that, discount paid. Discount paid is also an indirect expenses amounting to rupees 2700. So these were some indirect expenses which is recorded on debit side of P&L account. Now moving forward to the income, indirect income. So indirect incomes are by interest on investment. Amount is 4500. And the last income is discount on purchases. By discount on purchases. So this discount on purchases is considered as cash discount. Cash discount has been received, so it is considered as indirect income. So the amount of discount on purchases is rupees 3400. So now we will see which side is having a greater value. As we can see here, credit side is having a greater value of rupees 3,06,300. So we'll record the same amount on debit side also, which is 3,06,300. So here remains the balancing figure. As we know, if the income side of P&L account exceeds its expense side, it is considered as net profit. To net profit. So balancing figure here is considered as net profit, and the balancing amount will be rupees 2,55,400. So this is how we prepare trading and P&L account. Now we will prepare the last second account, which is known as balance sheet. By preparing trading and P&L account, we have calculated gross profit and net profit. Now to find out the financial position of the business, we will prepare balance sheet. So now at last we will prepare the balance sheet of the company. Format of balance sheet is liabilities, amount, assets and amount. We will record all the items of liabilities and asset according to the order of liquidity. So first we will record the items which will be included in asset side. According to the order of liquidity, the first item will be cash in hand. Amount is rupees 2,500. Next will be customers account. Customers account here is debtor. Debtor means the person from whom we have to collect the amount. So as it will be converted into cash, so it is recorded on asset side. Amount is rupees 80,000. Next item will be closing stock. So closing stock is given inside the trial balance, and we know if the closing stock is given inside the trial balance, that means the closing stock has already been deducted from purchases. So we record the closing stock in this case only in one side, which is asset side of balance sheet. Closing stock will not be recorded on trading account if it is given inside the trial balance. So amount of closing stock here is 76,000. Next item will be investment. Short-term investments are also converted into cash. Amount is rupees 30,000. Next item will be motor car. Motor car is a fixed asset. As we know, in asset side we record all those items also which gives us the future benefit. So motor car will be recorded on asset side with the amount 60,000. Next item is plant. Plant, which is also fixed assets, amount will be 1,53,900. Next is patents. Patents is intangible fixed assets and the amount is 12,000. So we have recorded all the items which will be included on asset side. Now we record the items which will be included in liability side. So first item according to liquidity will be bankers. That means the amount of loan or short-term loan we have borrowed from bank. Amount is 30,000. Next is suppliers account. Customers account is treated as debtor and suppliers account is treated as creditor. So supplier is a creditor for us. We have to pay the amount to the supplier. So it is treated as liability. Amount is rupees 61,000. Next will be capital. Amount of capital is rupees 1 lakh. As we know, in capital we add all the profits and we deduct all the drawings. So here we have already calculated the amount of net profit. Amount of net profit is rupees 2,55,400. So by adding net profit to capital, we get the amount 3,55,400. So now we will deduct the amount of drawings. Amount of drawings is rupees 8,000. So now we will total the amount of all the liability side and asset side. So total of asset side amount will be rupees 4,14,400. By totaling the amount of liability side, we get the same amount, 4,14,400. So here assets and liability side balances are same, which means the balance sheet has been prepared in the correct form. So this is how full-fledged question based on preparing final accounts is solved. With this, we have completed the chapter financial statements in this session. In the next session, we'll start a new chapter, financial statements with adjustment. That's all for today. Thank you.